My name is Alexis Teitelbaum, and this is my informative speech on alligators here in Florida. When someone hears the word alligator or crocodile, their mind automatically tends to go to that they're so dangerous and harmful and scary, and they are not beneficial to our environment or ecosystem at all. But the truth is, they are actually very beneficial to our environment and our ecosystem, and are not actually that harmful to our human population as many people think they are and depict them to be. Today we will go over how the ancestry of alligators and how their bodies are made up, and the components that go along with what they are made up of. We will also go over the benefits that they contribute to our environment and our ecosystem, and we will also go over the negative impacts that come from them as well, because they aren't the most beautiful or safe animal here on planet Earth today. So there are two states that are mainly infested with alligators, and Florida is one out of the two that is mainly infested with alligators. The other state is actually Louisiana. So crocodilians, which is both alligators and crocodiles, are ancestors from dinosaurs. They are the same common ancestor from dinosaurs, and the American alligator and dinosaur are actually cousins from over 200 million years ago. And even though they are classified as reptiles, they're technically more commonly related to birds. So alligators were known to be here first, more than any other animal here. That in his article, Florida's alligators were here first, Elliot Kleinberg indicates that alligators were here first before any human was, in 2019, paragraph 2. The body of the alligator is very interesting, especially the mouth. The mouth contains about 80 teeth that are very sharp and penetrable to allow them to prey on, other small animals, which actually they don't chew. They don't really chew their food. They just swallow unless they're attacking. And so the alligator has 80 teeth, and actually when they wore out, they grow new teeth, so they're always sharp and they're always up to date. They go through about 2,000 to 3,000 teeth in their lifetime, which is about 50 years of age, but the longest alligator that was alive was up to 76 years of age. They have 5 toes on their front feet and 4 webbed toes on their back feet, which helps them swim along with their tail. And if you were to ever encounter an alligator, you would have a better chance on land than in the water, because on land they run up to 11 miles per hour and they are just very awkward on land. But in the water, they swim up to 20 miles per hour and are very well directed in water. So to be able to spot the difference between an alligator and a crocodile is that when an alligator's mouth is closed, the teeth are not showing. But when a crocodile's mouth is closed, the fourth tooth on the bottom jaw will poke out, and that's how you can tell the difference. So there are 4 major problems that our ecosystem would face without alligators here. The first problem is that small animals would outbreed the food supply. Alligators are apex predators, which means they're on top of the food chain. So they keep smaller animal populations in check because they have very few natural enemies. So without them here, small animal populations would overpopulate, and that would not be good. The second problem is that some fish and birds would lose their homes. Alligators make nests in the soft mud and create holes and little depressions that fill up with water, which can actually become homes to many different breeds and types of small reptiles and fish, and they have even become bird baths and drinking spots as well. The third problem that would originate from alligators not being here is that there would be fewer birds and more insects. A main food source for alligators is the raccoon that hunts along the water edge and eats bird eggs and hatchlings. But with the alligator here, they're to eat the raccoons. They keep them away from the water edge, so that means that the eggs and hatchlings are protected. And if alligators were not here, the bird population would drop, which means there would be fewer animals to eat insects, which means the insect population would grow a lot, which is not good. The fourth and final problem is that there would be fewer lynx in marine estuaries. Alligators are mainly in freshwater, but sometimes they occasionally move into brackish water, which is salt water and freshwater mixing together, and they form like rivers out into the ocean. These they commute transfers nutrients from one system to the other, which can be beneficial to the plants and organisms, and without this back and forth, this exchange would not occur, at least not efficiently. And in this blog, Benefits of Alligators to the Florida Ecosystem, the Alligator and Wildlife Discovery Center indicates that there are a handful of benefits that alligators offer to the environment in 2020, paragraph 4. Although the Florida alligator is very beneficial to the environment, there are very few negative impacts that come with them. They are very dangerous. They are a very dangerous animal who can severely injure and hurt other animals and people as well. But whenever they can attack whenever they feel threatened, but the thing is that they really won't. Like the chance of getting injured by an unprovoked alligator is 1 in 3 million, which is extremely low, as you can tell by the ratio. One thing that I can say is that alligators are overly populated here in Florida. There are approximately 1.2 million alligators in Florida alone. And that may seem like a lot, but alligators were once an endangered species here in Florida. In her article, American Crocodile and Alligator, Mary L. Beach indicates that the American alligator is a stunning example of a species that has fully recovered due to the protections provided by the Endangered Species Act in 2020, paragraph 3. They were once hunted immensely for their hides, and today, loss of habitat to human development, illegal killing, and roadkill are the greatest threats faced by alligators and crocodiles. Alligators were delisted from the list of endangered species, and crocodiles are the ones that are most vulnerable on there. I know that there were barely any negative impacts listed, and that is because they rarely have anything negative on our environment and our ecosystem and on the human population, as I was stating before. So to sum it all up and clearly state that alligators here in Florida are actually very beneficial to our environment and our ecosystem and are not harmful to our human population or anything really. Like, people think that they really are that negative, but they really aren't. They are actually very, very beneficial. And I hope that they continue to keep smaller populations in check and make sure that our ecosystem and environment stays healthy for a very long time, like they have been doing so far.